Yeah, very frustrating end to the previous clip. And I really wish my frustration with this game had more to do with combat than finding where to go next. Granted, this game isn't quite as obnoxious at putting mazes inside of mazes over and over again like the 3DS game, but still, they are not making it easy for me to find out what to do next without online help this far into the game. Hopefully, this is the only point where I feel the need to check a walkthrough for how to make progress from here. But it's not like I can say anything with 100% certainty until we keep making some progress. Right, back to the wrecked ship. We certainly didn't have too much trouble getting into the thing once we got the grapple beam. And just as I say that, I have some trouble getting into the thing that we left at the end of the previous clip. Right, let's try that again, only without dropping because of a missed jump this time. There we go. Now for the next bit of swinging. The music might sound relatively triumphant out here, but I'm certainly not feeling it, especially not after the way we ran off from the ship at the end of the previous clip. And of course, now I have the feeling that when I see how we actually get things rolling in that area, I'm gonna feel like an even bigger idiot for not being able to figure it out on my own. Speaking of idiocy, of all the times to drop into the water, again, we're not in any actual hurry, so it's not like the various delays are all that painful for us. While we're not going to get any awards for how fast we get things done, we'll get things done eventually. But considering I was tearing my hair out before running to a previous save point, because I had no idea what to do next, I need anything possible to try boosting my self-confidence up again. I doubt I'll ever bring it back up to the same level it was when we started the game, but hopefully I won't feel so close to rock bottom by the time we're done with this clip. And we're back aboard the ship. Now cue the creepy music as I do whatever it is we need to do in order to make some actual progress in here. Definitely plenty of bugs and moss built up around here. I may not be an expert in ship design, especially ships made during the Super Nintendo era, but I'm pretty sure this baby is never gonna fly ever again. And of course, the route forward was further down, when even the minimap said that was where the room ended. I should have been more thorough with the X-ray scanner last time. Okay, this area looks a bit darker than the one above, and there are some derelict trash can robots to go with the derelict atmosphere of the derelict ship. I somehow doubt this was the ship that we destroyed back in Zero Mission for two reasons. First off, that ship wasn't a thing in the original game, so I doubt this was supposed to be us revisiting familiar territory. And secondly, the way that ship blew up wouldn't have left much of anything remaining on the ground. But then I also would have thought that way about Mother Brain's previous chambers. Seriously, how the hell was that room in any kind of recognizable condition when we saw the explosion from orbit? Well, those blue fires don't look especially inviting. Okay. I'd ask what this floating eye thing with blue fire is, but then I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a ghost of some kind. No clue what it's supposed to be the ghost of, though. Or why there are moments when we can hit said ghost with missiles, but for some reason our beams aren't doing anything to the bastard. Seriously, you'd think beams would be more effective on something that's not entirely corporeal here. We're trading hits with the bastard. Not the best way to go through a boss fight, but it looks like we're coming out ahead in this exchange. Or at least I assume we are. Anyone else find it funny that, I'm having less trouble against what seems to be a ghost of some kind than I did against a simplistic beast that we had to push into some acid? What, is he trying to scare us by not appearing so we can't hurt him anymore? Okay, I have the distinct feeling we're not supposed to dodge most of these attacks. Or if we are, then I'm just not skilled enough to pull it off. Well, that's certainly a new attack. I still feel like we're ahead in terms of how much damage has been done, but I'm getting the distinct feeling that this is going to be a little closer than I'd like it by the time we're done with this fight, at least. Or we could be done right now. And somehow beating that thing restored power on this crashed ship. I know it's a Super Nintendo game, and back then, there didn't typically need to be much of an explanation for beating a boss to make things easier for the player. Hell, there's explicitly a path in this game that won't open up until we've beaten all of the major bosses in the game before Mother Brain herself. Still, I would have liked some measure of explanation here. At the very least, how are the trash can robot things in good enough shape to move around when they looked broken down the last time we were in this hallway? Okay, so that revealed some of the map in here, but it's not as large an area as I was kinda hoping it would be. Which definitely means there's gonna be less in here than I was hoping overall. Okay, so those ball things can just go through solid surfaces like floors. Good to know. Of course, that does raise the question of just how they were contained in the first place, but I suppose that doesn't really matter all that much. Okay, was hoping for something more major than a super missile upgrade. Still, it's not the only upgrade on the ship. We could still get one of the major upgrades I'm hungry for before this clip is done. Still, as well save in the newly activated save point. No need to risk us having to do that fight again just because I was a little too eager to check everything in the ship now that all the doors are unlocked. Tempting as it is to check the hallway just below us, I'm also interested in seeing what's beyond the doors at the top. As a side note, does anyone else find it funny that when the ship isn't in creepy mode anymore, it's much harder for us to heal? Or that the music hasn't actually changed even though the ghosts are gone and the lights and doors are working again? I'm pretty sure that when a place is made less creepy, it's supposed to also become less dangerous, not more. But then I did say that it was odd that beating the boss made things easier for us. I guess I was premature with that. Yeah, guess it makes sense that we won't be able to get to the hallway on the left just by going left. We need to take a bit more of an annoying route. I'd ask where the mantis things came from, but again, I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually matter. Are you kidding me? The doors up here are still locked after we beat the boss? So this time killing all the recurring enemies opens all the doors, but that wasn't the case last time we were up here for some absurd reason. Huh. Somehow thought that the map would have mentioned that this door would have led outside the ship before we went through it. I know, more my fault than the game, since I should have known that going that way for that long would lead us out of the ship, but still, kinda caught me off guard there. And apparently we have to clear all the enemies in here again to unlock the doors we don't enter the damn hallway from. Treadmills in this hallway? Oh dear. Speed boosting is probably the order of the day here. Wait, the trash cans can shoot at us in this game? I don't recall ever seeing them do that in Zero Mission. Well, at least it doesn't take as much to push these cans around in this game. And good God, was hoping we'd get more than a regular missile upgrade at the end of this hallway. Ugh. Right, just need to figure out how to get to that hole just below this hallway. Probably means coming in from just outside of the ship, but I could be wrong. Really wish I had some means of taking down the flying mantises without taking damage, but they move too fast and take too much damage to bring down. Wonder how many more recolors of that enemy type we're gonna have to run into before this game is done. Will it's there just two, or will there be a third later on? Yes, I'm checking the hallway just below before trying to find a way into that strangely placed one that might need us to come from outside at a higher point than we usually enter. Makes sense since it's less of a pain to enter that, but at the same time, it clearly doesn't have any explicit upgrades in it, while the annoying to reach section of the ship has 3. Any one of which could be one of the upgrades I've been hungry for a long time in this game, Or at least it feels like a long time. Dear God. It's funny just how in some games 20 minutes feels like nothing, and in others it feels like an eternity. Okay, got no clue what that thing is supposed to be, and apparently we can't get through here without the gravity suit. Bit annoying, but I suppose it was worth a shot anyway. Guess we're going back up again. Great, now the logical part of me is wondering why they bothered with the staircases when most of our upward mobility is due to absolute bullshit height that our jumps can give us. Well, at least I've managed to heal in here, despite how annoying some of the enemies are to kill in here. Probably helps that there are only a few of the flying mantises, and the rest of the enemies are easy enough to keep our distance from as we shoot them. Okay, apparently didn't need to do anything especially fancy to get through that door after dropping from the other one. Now that we're down here, just how are we supposed to reach that upgrade? Okay, so the speed boost isn't the answer. It's not a major upgrade, but it's still rather annoying that we're so close we can see it, but have no clue how to get to it. I know the X-ray visor is supposed to be helpful finding our way, but I just can't find it in me to trust when it says there's no path where we need to go from here. You'd think the X-ray visor would have convinced me to leave and try something else already, but no, I can't go down from here, so I should have just decided to leave and try looking around for an alternate entrance to maybe the hole beneath this one to see if there was a way up from there or something. But, yeah, again, I have absolutely no clue if I should blame the game or myself here. Especially since I don't recall things being quite this annoying for this reason for me in the previous Metroids we've gone through so far. And after LPing through 2 official Metroids and a fan remake, I'm pretty sure I count as a veteran of the two-dimensional part of the series at this point. I am literally slamming my head against a wall that I know will not break, because I don't have any other ideas how to make progress from here, and I'm frustrated with the sheer number of roadblocks we've come across in this game so far. I'm probably not the only person who's ever been driven crazy by Super Metroid over the decades, and I certainly hope I'm not the last, since this is a game that should not be forgotten as time keeps rolling on. But still... Okay, seems there's an upgrade just sitting in the middle of the air here for some reason. Let's see if we can get to it and if we discover anything over there. Apparently there's a mobile platform thing that's just above, but I've got no clue what that could lead us to. Again, kind of amazed that I've been feeling so lost in this game when it hasn't been throwing around mazes on top of mazes like the 3DS game did. But that game certainly made it so whenever I see a maze within the overall maze, I just groan. Bloody hell, why do I get the feeling I'm just gonna be saving again without gaining so much as one more upgrade from here on? I mean, sure, we took down a boss in this clip, so it wasn't entirely incremental progress. Still, far less progress in this stage of the game than it was in the first batch of clips of the game. Again, my morale is kinda low considering the amount of crap we've had to deal with, and how enthusiastic I was at the start really makes the drop in morale at this stage feel all the more devastating to me. Okay, so apparently I can't get in through that door for some reason, even though I've done everything I probably can to clear things up inside the wrecked ship. Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to check the walkthrough again when I just checked it for the start of this clip. Sure, I used cheat codes for 2 of the 3 Metroids we've gone through so far, but it somehow feels more dishonorable to check a walkthrough to me, considering the kind of game this is. Did the 2 different takes on Metroid 2, which was one of the more linear games, just leave me completely unprepared for the far less linear Super Metroid? Maybe I should have made Super my first in this series instead of the middle entry. I know, probably far too late to make that kind of decision in any way, but it still crossed my mind there. A mind that very much needs another break because, holy shit, this is somehow feeling far more difficult for me than any of the others we've gone through so far, and not for any of the reasons I could have anticipated, considering going through other Metroid games that were based off the framework this one gave us. Should have prepped me for this damn game. Ugh. But I suppose should doesn't mean all that much, does it? All you can do is work with things as they are in that particular moment for you.